fool one day you hear. And then you're gone.
Hi guys, welcome back to episode 2 of Talk About It Tuesday. You're on Follow Paula. I'm Paula. This is my co-host, Rick, aka my husband, aka the man behind the camera.
AKA, I make her stop and go 5 times already on this. So that's so. Since we don't like to cut and edit, we gotta cut it off until we get it perfectly.
Okay, so
today's topic is going to be habit over motivation, and habit can be a good thing, and habit can be a bad thing.
And building habits does take time, so it's just the same as, what did we say? Dedication.
Yes.
Being dedicated and building habits coincides together. So, like we were saying, you can either build bad habits or you can build good habits.
We weren't saying that, but that's what I was going to say.
Okay, whatever. I thought we were saying that.
We were saying that on the IGTV
my bad.
10 hours ago.
So, okay.
So, yeah. You can build bad habits by constantly, let's say, if you're on a weight loss journey, you're constantly eating bad. You build a habit of constantly sabotaging yourself. Even if you feel like you're motivated to do better, as soon as you get over that motivation, you go back to your habit.
Okay. So, like he was saying, I have to say, number one bad habit that most of us tend to do is eat good Monday through Friday. Come Friday night to Sunday, you eat bad. So that becomes a habit of always cheating as soon as the weekend comes. I have to say that's like the number one bad habit that people build.
Yeah, including us.
Journey. Yeah, including us. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I said in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know why people want to build a habit of, well, it's the weekend, I might as well just eat bad, because the weekend and the weekdays are not the same.
Also, if you just realize, Rick and I have a bad habit of talking mess to each other, like sassing each other. That's
yeah, so we talk about it. It might turn into yell about it.
What's another bad habit? One 1,000, two 1,000.
Well, okay, let's say
you're
going to school or something, and you have a habit of not going, and you skip it, and then you just fail.
Sure, that's the same. I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Were you?
Except going with the gym. So, a bad habit that some of us tend to do is, one, we say we're gonna wake up in the morning.
Oh,
Come morning time, you're tired, so you say, "Oh, I'm just gonna go after work." What happens after work? You're tired from working, so you end up not going to the gym. So I feel like that's a big issue, is not finding a good time to make it to the gym.
Yeah, that's good. So
I said it.
Oh my god. Now that you want to say a bunch of nonsense, I'll go ahead and say the good sense.
Okay.
Which I don't remember.
Carry on.
So, anyway, so there's going to be a lot of days, like that, since this is a weight loss journey that we're on, and this is a workout journey that we're on. So, crap, I went blank. Okay, so there's a lot of days that we wake up and we're like, I don't want to get up. We'll find ways to talk ourselves out of it. But if we keep on going at the same time and build a habit of going, let's say we want to go at 5:30. If we go every day at 5:30, even if we don't want to, we're going to feel good about that during the end, because a positive habit, even though you may not feel like it at the time, is going to lead to progress a lot sooner than later.
Yeah, and as you build that habit of waking up every day at the exact same time, whether you're tired or not, you're most likely gonna wake up at that time anyways.
Yeah, so you can wake up and start BSing.
Yeah, or you get up and do what you got to, even if you're tired. For example, my issue used to be that I would wake up at whatever time we're supposed to go work out, and then I'd be so lazy that I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go. But then I tried not going once, and I tried going back to sleep, and I couldn't even go back to sleep. So don't do it. Like, if your body already wakes up at 5:30, even though you're tired, even though you don't feel like going, just go there and do something, because something is ultimately better than nothing, and it'll help you to progress that habit, and then the following day you won't be as tired.
Yeah, you just made me think of something. So, let's say, okay, so a bad habit is easy to get into. Let's say you skip the gym one day leads to 10 days, 10 days leads to a month, and like, oh my God. And a lot of times those bad habits lead to you thinking, what the hell did I do with myself? Mm-hmm. And even though good habits will take a little bit longer, like sometimes 2 weeks, even a month, but once you start getting the ball rolling, it'll be a lot easier, and you'll start seeing like a positive outcome, and you'll start feeling good about it.
And it'll be your days will go by so much smoother.
Yeah, like you always hear people say, "Oh my God, I ate all this food. What was I thinking? All for the taste." You hear that, people are like so angry and so like
down.
Yeah, they're so down about it. But you never hear someone while they're doing it like, "Oh man, this is
so healthy."
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh, okay.
Like, let's say you're getting up early, right? You're not like "Oh, I hate waking up early. Oh my God." But after a time, you're like, "Wow, I guess that went by pretty fast. I wasn't that bad, and I got here." But if you constantly sabotage yourself and you see like, you're like, "Oh my God!" Looking in the mirror, what happened to me? Who is this?
Yeah.
You're not gonna feel good about it.
But also, people don't praise their good habits. Like, you never hear people say, "Oh, like, I ate so healthy. I did so good today." Like, people don't really focus on the good things that they do.
Yeah.
Just focus on the bad things. And then when you focus on the bad things, it just gets worse, and you just unmotivate yourself.
Yeah. Well, even if you're not motivated, you gotta just do what you gotta do.
I know, but if you just focus on the bad habits, then you don't tend to motivate yourself at all.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
And also, let's say you have you build multiple good habits, such as getting up and going to the gym is one habit, eating healthy is another habit, and getting
Cooking
more
for yourself at least.
Getting more, cooking instead of eating out is another habit, but that goes into eating healthy, somewhat. Getting enough sleep is another habit. So what you don't want to do, let's say you fall into a bad habit, you don't want to throw away all the good habits, because it's like we said, it's a lot harder to build good habits to make it feel like it's with the ball rolling. So if you sabotage the food, you got to pick that up. If you sabotage the food and the workouts, you got to pick both of those up. So it's like, the less you are giving into bad habits, it's a lot easier to get the ball rolling again.
Yeah. And we were going to get into not relying on motivation.
Yeah.
Because motivation comes and motivation goes. But as long as you have that good habit of going even when you don't feel like it, you will progress.
Yeah, even food, you're like, "Oh, I'm so tired of this. I'm tired of this healthy." Like, there was last Thursday, we went to the fair, and, we're surrounded by all this good food, and we're like, "Oh, man, that looks good.
All these delicious smells of
I want to eat this, I want to eat that." And we were even got a little bit angry that we didn't eat. So on the way home, we were going to stop, but we're just like, we had a little hissy fit at each other, and we ended up not eating. And even though at that time, we were like, "Oh, you suck, I wanted to eat," by the next morning, we seen that, hey, I didn't go up and wait. This is actually better for me. So don't let a temporary fix that you think is going to help of a bad habit, don't give it to it.
Yep. So what did you have to say about motivation?
That's it. Don't rely on motivation.
Yeah, don't rely on motivation. Because you can feel a certain way come nighttime. Come morning time, you're like over it.
Yeah.
And there goes, you might see someone, you might look at something and be like, "Oh, I'm so motivated." But honestly, motivation is just like a word. That's how I see it. It's easy to just talk about it than be about it.
Yeah.
Because I can be like, I can tell you, oh, I'm so motivated to do what you're doing. Because this is what I hear all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so motivated. I see you. I'm so motivated. But then the next time you see the person, you're like, oh, so how's your workout going? Oh, did you start meal prepping for yourself? Oh, no. I don't have any time. I don't have any of this. Like, I'm like, okay, so then make some time.
Okay, that's
and
you know
that
what?
Falls into
That should
a
be
habit.
that should be the first habit that people should make is making time.
Yeah, and then I go into, okay, well, have you written down, like, what you do, like, how your hours are being wasted? And nope, no one does that. So, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, especially
about motivation.
if people
it just comes and goes.
that just made me think of something.
One ear out the
If
other.
people say they don't have time for good habits, how do they have time for bad habits?
Yeah.
Because they're obviously doing something outside of. They're not working freaking 24 hours a day.
Exactly. But yeah, so don't rely on motivation. Build habits instead, and even if they're not going that well, just keep pushing on. At least focusing on one good habit, and whatever. It doesn't have to be health related. It doesn't have to be weight loss related, but anything that you're trying to accomplish, like try and build something that will help you get to where you want to go.
Yeah, that just made me think of another thing. Let's say
How
you're.
many things are you gonna think about?
Well,
bro?
because this has to do with you.
Oh.
Okay, so last week she was killing her workout, she was killing her diet, and she was like, dang, if I'm working this hard, the scale's gonna tell me this good number, and it did not tell her the number that she liked, and she could have easily just been like, forget it.
Yep, I'm not
I
motivated.
I'm not
anymore.
motivated. I did all this work for nothing. What's the point? Let's go back to the, sabotaging myself and eating better and stop working out. But she's here on Monday. We freaking killed our workout.
Then
Stuck to our
plan.
diet.
We're trying to build a habit of doing our cardio before we go to work.
Yeah, we
So
want to
that's
start
one
doing at
habit.
least this month, at least 1 hour of cardio a day. So that means we have to get a little bit to sleep a little earlier, and so we're gonna make that happen. We may even do more cardio than that on some days, but we have another habit that we need to stick to today, right now, which is meal prepping. Because if we just let's say we go and do some more cardio, we're gonna be so burned out by the morning. We're gonna skip our entire workout. We're gonna have no food, and that's just gonna lead us to
A bad habit.
Yep, a bad
of
habit.
eating out. So yeah, that's all we have for this Talk About a Tuesday. If you guys have any topics you would like for us to cover, my co-host and I, we shall cover it.
Yeah. But we
Talk
already
About
do have.
Tuesday.
So next week, here's the topic that we came up with based on our jobs, which is going to be, tell me what you said.
Don't let people know that you lift outside of work.
So, people, if you're at a job and you lift, people automatically think that you're going to be their slave. Because you can lift more, that means they can be lazier.
Yep.
So, if
So
you
you
can...
just gave away our whole topic for next time.
Yeah, if they made it this far, they deserve to know.
They're not gonna go watch it now.
They can't see until,
They're like,
until
oh,
it drops.
this is what it's about. Whatever.
They'll know what it's about because the title will say.
But anyways, yeah, they will expect you to do more than you're supposed to. They will expect you to help them more than you should. And pretty much, that'll be our next topic.
Yep. So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned.
So hopefully those of you that do lift can relate to this because it's a crazy thing. Alright, see you guys next time. Never mind the speed racers.
Yep. So
Like,
anyways,
comment, subscribe.
and see you next Tuesday.
I'll talk about it Tuesday.